Strong Topics, episode 12. We are here with Wendy, and we are going to spend some time getting to know her and her journey. What are the biggest changes you have seen or felt physically since you started training?
Oh, goodness. Strength. I feel like I've got a lot of energy. I feel like, I started out with just not a lot of motivation. I was motivated in the sense that I wanted to be here. I wanted to do this. But I didn't have that energy and just the
kick in the butt.
Yes, that. I needed that. I needed somebody to be like, hey, twice a week, we're going to be here, we're going to do this, and you're going to give me every bit of what you have. And I think that kind of has carried over into more than just coming in here. So I think that for me is the biggest change. And, I've put on some pants that I haven't put on before. And felt super confident in it. So there's that.
What are the biggest changes you have felt or noticed mentally since you started training?
Clarity, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I was ready for this one.
Okay.
Clarity.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, you kind of get, I don't know if you've ever known it, or had it happen, but you just kind of get bogged down. You get things that are going on and, just everything happening in life, and then all of a sudden, you're in the weeds. And for me, this is kind of a way to clear all that out. I come in here and I'm here for an hour and I'm here. It's me, it's you, it's the bells, it's whatever I'm working with, and it's
one
nothing
heart,
else.
one soul, 2 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What were your biggest fears or hesitations before we started?
You. But it's I love you, but you. I think it was just, after we met the very first time, and I think I've told you this a couple of times, I wasn't sure what to expect and what was going to happen, and I came in here and you kind of blew that all out of the water for me. But I think I was in my own head, and I was scared of, would I be able to do this? Would this be a waste of time for you? Would this be a waste of time for me? It was all of those things.
Did you think I was going to be mean?
I wasn't sure. After the beanie.
The first time Wendy and I met was not in this setting. We met at a family game night, and I had on a beanie,
and a vest.
Shout out to my dad for getting me a black beanie with a little fuzzy thing on top, and I had a vest on, and Wendy thought I was a thug.
I did, straight up.
Because of the beanie.
Yeah, well, and if you've ever seen her play a game or volleyball, it's intense. So I really wasn't sure what to expect. After game night, I thought, all right, well, we're going to do this and we'll see. Plus, I was in my own head and in my own space and really worried about what my limitations were. And I think I went worst case scenario and built up this whole scenario in my head that was just awful. And once I got in here, it was absolutely nothing like I expected.
I'm not mean, right?
No, not at all. No. I mean, you shoot straight.
Yeah.
You shoot straight, but you're not mean.
What has surprised you the most about yourself lifting the process, since beginning your strength training?
Well, you're not mean. Honestly, I did not know that I had the strength that I have inside. I also didn't realize how I approach life until you said something about how a person approaches the bell, the kettlebell in the situation, and when it gets tough, how they approach it is also how they approach things in life. And it's so true. And there's been some things you've pointed out, and there's been some areas of improvement for me, but there's been some areas you've pointed out where I'm like, man, I didn't realize that. And I kind of do. I'm that person that takes a step back and has to wrap my mind around it, and then I'm good. So I think, just really kind of learning about myself when I thought I knew who I was, and learning more about myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty deep. I like that. How has strength training affected your day-to-day or normal life?
I think that kind of is all hand in hand. I leave here with a ton of energy. Even though you kick our butts every time, I leave here with so much energy, and I'm so pumped, and the adrenaline's just racing. And then I get home and I'm like, I'm ready for whatever. And then even as it wears off, you know, sometimes it gives me a minute to sit back and think, and then, you know, how am I dealing with my relationship with my husband and my son, and how is it comparable to what I'm doing in here? Am I taking the time? Am I reinvesting the energy where it needs to be? So, yeah, I think it's huge when you find just a great vibe and a great energy, and you reinvest it into things that are important in your life. So I think that's kind of how I take this and reinvest it.
You're sitting in your chair with the, you're the thug here. I
I'm
just
the thug.
realized that. I'm like,
I was wondering how long it was going to take.
yeah, okay. Backwards hat, backwards chair.
Yeah, yep.
What does beautiful strength mean to you?
Oh my gosh, I have literally thought about this for a while. And let me see if I can like wrap it all up without being long-winded. It's an essence. It's an essence. Yeah. So when people see somebody that's beautiful, they see what they see, right? It's the first thing they notice, whether it's your eyes or just your overall appearance. And then when you are strong physically, that is strength, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's something different about beautiful strength as a whole. It's literally taking a moment when everything comes together and it's perfect. You know, I lifted something I never thought I could lift, or I did something that I didn't think I could do, or has been kicking my butt, you know, or seeing somebody else just accomplish something huge. It's that moment of everything together. And it's also when everything goes wrong and how you walk away from that scenario. Did you let it kick your butt, or did you take a minute to think about it and then reapproach it with a different mindset? So I feel like it's all of that. It's an essence. It's what you give off, but also what you give yourself.
Ooh, that was a moment. You were on a journey right there. When you started with "it's an essence," I thought, buckle up.
It is. It's so. Okay. It's an essence. It's, you know, when you watch somebody. I watched a video of Jen, you know, doing something big, and just seeing her face and knowing that she just felt that accomplishment. Like I felt that with her. That right there, that's that essence. That's that beautiful strength moment. That's what I mean by that. It's not just one thing, it's things. It's what makes the whole picture.
It's an energy.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you love the most about this journey?
The growth. Yeah, by far the growth. The coming into it not knowing, and then me opening up and being able to first person talk, not third person talk, and then also trust. Yeah, it takes a lot of trust to be in a room when you don't feel confident and you feel every single roll or bump or just imperfection on your body, and then you have somebody like you who looks past all of that and sees potential, and then you get to grow in that potential.
Ooh, moment, left and right. Yeah, I see your essence, and that's what that is.
There's a lot of growth that happens in this room. There's a lot of snapping. There's a lot of laughing. I have
noises.
Oh yeah, I've got my own soundtrack in here, and it's all noises I make. But there's a lot of growth. A lot of growth.
What do you hate the most about this journey?
Lateral get-ups.
Okay.
I don't hate anything about the journey. I think every moment that doesn't go perfectly right is a moment for improvement. And so to hate that moment is to say that I'm hating this journey and I'm hating what I'm learning and I'm not allowing growth. So while I may get frustrated in the moment, I don't ever hate any of it.
Good. What is your most fond memory so far?
I have a couple. So, we'll do 3. First, the very first time that I picked up the 100-pound bag and got it up to my shoulder and slammed it down, man, that was epic. That bag was my nemesis, and I had seen some other folks in here just killing it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I came in and I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. So that. The day that we were running with the 60-pound bag, yeah.
Why?
I think because I had to get into the grid of it. It wasn't just all right, you can lift things heavy, woo, good job. It was, all right, have some endurance.
It was hot outside, and it made them run
gosh.
outside to the sidewalk and back.
And it's not like this sidewalk right here outside the
No.
door. We're running to the other end of the parking lot sidewalk and all the way back. And man, the very last time, I think we did it 5 times. Yeah. And the 5th time, like, I don't know where it came from, but I had this wind that it came right on in and said, go. And I went and left her in the dust. So
Yeah, I was trying to record, encourage, all the things.
Yeah. And I was gone. I don't know. There was just, I dug in and I took off. And then the 3rd one, there's a 3rd. And I think it's a fond moment because it wasn't anything about me. It was about someone else. I saw a video that you posted on Instagram about somebody accomplishing something in here that was pretty incredible. And then the very first time I actually met that person face to face was when I came in here to give them a high five in the middle of their session. And that was it. Like, that's a fond moment for me because this is somebody that I've literally looked up to in her journey and watched her go. And she's somebody that I'm like, all right, you've just set a new milestone, so here we go. This is what I'm working towards. And it's Jen.
Jen, yes.
Yeah.
The camaraderie that happens here. People, I didn't realize how the Instagram stories really motivate and inspire and kind of created something. So if Jen does something, then you're watching it and then you want to try it. And it's just created a really positive circle of inspiration and camaraderie.
Yeah.
Any advice for people that are watching?
Yeah, absolutely. Get out of your head. Get out of that negative space and take it as a learning experience. If you don't do it great the first time, that's okay. It's your first time. That's something I tell myself or get told every single time I'm in here learning something new and it doesn't go well. And it doesn't have to go well, but you did it, and you did it one more time than you've ever done it before. So just stay out of your negative space. Come in here or go into wherever you're going with an open mind and just know that what you put into it is exactly what you're going to get out of it.
I think I should have probably started with this in the beginning, but the reason I wanted Wendy for this episode was we've been working together for 6 months?
Yep.
When I first met Wendy, I thought, this is going to be, she's going to be a tough cookie. Like, I felt like she was really resisting on our first conversation. Me, everything I had to say, like, she just wasn't buying it. And I thought, oh gosh, this is gonna be rough. And I was so wrong. Like, very quickly, she just started running with it. Like, she was so easily coachable and wanted to do her best, and it was like fueling me to train her because she was just soaking it up. And I was just so blown away and impressed by how she just took all of this and ran with it. And then I think I sent you like a pic stitch of 2 pictures of her deadlifting when we first started and then like a few months in. And just the transformation, just from the photos, was amazing. And then you had mentioned, like, you had dropped a size, or, you know, the things I don't really focus on because that's going to naturally happen when you focus on the stuff that really matters. And I was just so proud of her, just to see someone come in and go from being really resistant and afraid and not buying into this beautiful strength to then you're like a mascot. In such a short period of time, I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I wanted to highlight that because it was night and day. I was like, not scared of you, but like, why are you not into this? Like, hello, like, this is fun, we're gonna do it, and you literally gave me no facial expression, just like,
oh my gosh, yes.
and I thought,
It
give
took
me something.
It took a while before like the facial expressions started to happen. I was really into like my RLF at the very beginning.
Oh, yes.
And then I kind of
Resting, lifting face.
Yeah, and then I kind of let that go, and now it's like you get faces, you get noises.
I think we just she had to feel me out.
Yeah.
And see if I was really a thug or not. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Well, again, it's that trust. It's that part of the journey where, I had to be open. And I mean, I know that I sent you a message and I had this, I guess expectation of what was going to happen when I came in, and it was completely different than what I expected. Again, zero experience with it, worst case scenario in my head, and then it was completely different. But yeah, it was definitely part of the journey was me learning to open up and trust and completely, allow you to guide me, because that's hard. That's a hard thing for me. Being burned so much is trusting. And then when you come into a space like this, you've gotta be open to trust. At least in that, in that moment, you've got to feel safe. And I think that took me a little while to really get to. But I think once we had open dialogue and trust was built.
And you realized I wasn't mean.
Yeah,
that I really
yeah,
was.
absolutely not mean at all.
No, I'm normally telling you to be nicer to yourself. She's
true.
the mean one, actually.
This is very true. I'm so mean to myself. I set the bar like way up here, and she's like, bring that down a little. So,
yeah, like be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
And it's okay that you're not perfect. I think a few weeks ago, you're like, why am I not perfect at this yet? I've been doing this forever. I'm like, first of all, it's been 6 months. Second of all, chill out. Third of all, I've been doing this like 7 years, and I'm still like,
yeah.
You're doing amazing. Beginning, but that's why Wendy is our episode 12, because the trust and the transformation in a short period of time has been amazing to watch, and I cannot wait to see where we're at in the next 6 months.
Yeah, I'm super pumped.
Good. Any final words for our viewers?
Just be beautiful. Do good things. Be good people. Open your heart. Open your minds. Come in here and just let it all go. Be one with the bell. Be one with the bell.
Be one with the bell.
Yep.
Well, thanks for tuning in. This is Wendy, and that is episode 12, Strong Topics.
Thanks, y'all.